more insight, more understanding. This is Fox 23 News in Depth with Rick Marino.
Thanks so much for joining us for Fox 23 In Depth. I'm Shay Rozzi. Rick has the night off. Homelessness in Tulsa has been a major topic this year, with Mayor Monroe Nichols running on reducing homelessness and Governor Kevin Stitt's Operation Safe cleaning up homeless encampments last month. Well, today I sat down with the Salvation Army in Tulsa about the services they offer to people experiencing homelessness and with the Women's Auxiliary on ways you can help. Here's that conversation unedited. Joining me on the program today, Major Charlotte Gargis from the Tulsa Area Command of the Salvation Army, and Tiffany Egdorf with the Salvation Army Women's Auxiliary. Thank you, ladies, both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, absolutely. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I am a proud member of the Salvation Army Women's Auxiliary, going on 10 years now. But the reason why I wanted to have these ladies on was to talk about the Salvation Army and the Auxiliary and all you do for so many people in the community, because so many people still don't understand. No. They see you in the community, but they don't really know the reach.
Yes.
So Major, let's start with you. Now, one of the big things that has been a hot topic in the news has been homelessness.
Right.
How to tackle the growing number of people who are experiencing homelessness,
right,
sometimes for the first time, and sometimes you're running into people who have been in that situation for years.
Yes.
So how has the Salvation Army seen homelessness change, and what do you offer to help?
Well, Salvation Army here in Tulsa has been doing services for over 100 years, actually since 1906. And so homelessness has increased greatly, but within the last few years it has been more visible, it seems like, and it's affecting businesses, and that bothers and troubles a whole lot of people. And the mental health issues, you know, it seems to be increasing as well in our day and time that we serve in. But the Salvation Army has been serving homeless for a long time. And we have our Center of Hope right in the center of downtown, and it is right there next to the day center and the jail, and we have over 240 beds. My husband and I have been serving here for over 2.5 years. When we first got here, our process at the Center of Hope was the people lined up, and it was a first come, first served basis. And they would line up early to try to urgently get that bed, because it's a crisis and it's a stress. Imagine if you're a family and you didn't know where you were going to sleep that night, you would hurry to get there. Well, we changed that process to where once the people are checked in, that is their bed for as long as they'll work our program. You know, it's a 90-day program specific to them working on goals and meeting with our caseworkers and progressing. That is their bed securely. And so the stress, the trauma is not re-traumatized over and over.
Yeah, each
day. And so that brings peace and it brings hope. And then the caseworkers are able to work with them and resource them to other agencies. We have agencies that work right within us in our building. We have Grand Mental Health, and we have Morton Health Clinic, and Youth and Family Services. And so we resource and collaborate with them to try to get the people back on their feet in their home as quickly as possible. But while they're there, we have the families. We have the family unit that's separate from the single men's dorm and the women's dorm. And so the families are safe. The children have their area that they can be secure in and safe.
Well, it's so important that you can provide all of that, an umbrella of services, all under one roof, the mental health, substance abuse, and other health needs, and that you can help the children who are going through all of this too. And every night, every bed is full.
Yes, every bed is full. We feed about 1,000 meals out of that kitchen every day. The people that live there get 3 meals a day, and then we do our community meal at noon for those that are in the area that come in to eat. And our goal is that the children don't realize they're in a homeless shelter, that they're just going through their day. The school picks them up, school buses pick them up at the day, and they drop them off in the afternoon. And we do Christmas parties for them. We're getting ready for a fall festival for the families, and we're trying to provide a safe, positive place for them.
And a sense of normalcy,
Yes.
which is so important.
Yes.
All right, and I want to bring in Tiffany here with the auxiliary, because one of the big things coming up is the Angel Tree program. Now, I know it takes a lot of community involvement, and we'll talk about those numbers. How does the auxiliary help with the Angel Tree program?
Sure. So the biggest way that the auxiliary helps is hands-on. We love to have our auxiliary members work in the Joy Center, or otherwise known as the warehouse, the place where all the magic happens behind the scenes. And really the big thing they do is make certain that no angel is left behind, that there is no angel that has applied for something that doesn't get the toys or the clothes that they've asked for. They check those bags and check them twice, just like Santa's elves, our Salvation Army elves. And that's one of the big pieces, because it takes a lot of folks to make certain. Major Charlotte's going to share those numbers.
Yes.
But you'll know it takes a lot of folks to make that happen.
In fact, tell us, all the slots are already full this year. And it's October.
It is.
So how many families, how many children are we talking about, and when should people contact you next year if they haven't had the chance?
Since COVID happened, we had to go to online applications. And like I was sharing earlier, the internet is a beautiful thing, but also gives access to many people all at one time. And so we have just so many resources, and so our slots, our quota, so to speak, was filled up within days. We start the process, getting the word out, in September. So next year, if someone out there is in need, have them contact our office or go online to Sal Army. SalArmyTulsa.org, where they can see the dates and see the resources and know how to apply.
So how many families and how many children are we talking about just in Tulsa?
Just in the Tulsa area alone, there's 1,800 families that we will serve, and that's probably around 5,000 angels, children, with that families. And so those angels, which represent the children, will be printed on those little paper angels and be hung on corporate angel trees around, or the Woodland Hills Mall angel tree, and that's where our public gets to adopt them and buy for them and bring them back.
Right, and then the auxiliary will fill that need and help with distribution.
Yes.
I want to go ahead and move on to the Red Kettle campaign. People are going to start seeing the bell ringers out. What is the estimate of your goal, without announcing the major goal yet, if you're not ready yet, and how important is that funding throughout the year?
Last year's goal was $600,000, I believe. I don't want to quote that, but I believe it was around $600,000, and we did meet that goal. You know, that's one of our largest fundraisers. It started out in England as a way for the Salvation Army to keep the pot boiling to feed those that were in need, and they ran out of soup, literally, and the gentleman started ringing this bell at a shipyard. Yes, only it was one of the big bells, and said, "Help me keep the pot boiling." Money in the pot, he could buy more soup or stew. So that has expanded to literally hundreds of kettle locations where there will be either a paid bell ringer or preferably a volunteer bell ringer, so we can stretch those dollars. But that money helps us to keep those services, the homeless services, our Red Shield Youth Center services, where it's a safe place for our after-school programs for our kids. We don't charge very much for that service. We don't charge anything for the homeless shelter, but it costs a lot. Imagine your grocery bill for one person, so this is 1,000 meals. a day.
And where funding falls short, the auxiliary steps in. We have a very big event coming up, the Christmas Luncheon and Fashion Show. Tell us what people can expect if they go and where that money goes.
Absolutely. Well, if they attend, they can expect the best event they've been to all year.
Yes.
I might be biased, but I think that's true. So the Christmas Luncheon on December 2nd is at the Renaissance Hotel. There are over 600 people that attend every year. We always want that number to grow bigger each year. You can expect the coolest and biggest silent auction I've ever experienced with over 250 items. There are other pools in there, you know, like a sock pool, fuzzy sock pool. There are ways to give money, there are ways to have fun, but best of all, you get to see however many of your friends, whether you didn't know they were coming or you did know they were coming, you get to see friends and visit. And then to top it off, not only do we feed you lunch, that is part of the luncheon, but also we have a fashion show with our local celebrities.
Yes.
I call them celebrities. You're a celebrity,
well,
right?
thank you.
Local
Yes,
celebrities.
Modeling beautiful clothes so that we can all get into the Christmas spirit. And what a better way
That's fun.
to get in the Christmas spirit than to give back to the community. And that money then goes to support all of these things that you and Major Charlotte have talked about here today.
Yes.
It usually raises more than $200,000 a year. It can fund everything from a new washer and dryer at the Center of Hope Homeless Shelter, new mattresses, sports equipment for the youth centers. That money really goes so far from such a fun event.
Yes.
All right. So hopefully we've inspired you to get involved or go out to the Christmas Luncheon and Fashion Show coming up. For ways to get involved or to donate and support the Salvation Army, you can go to salarmytulsa.org.
Yes.
Thank you both.
Thank you.